Sunny day and welcome. My name is Vivien Bergl and I work with the Employee and Family Resource Program, EFR, as a consultant. And I just generally want to go over the program very briefly, just so you may know about it, but I just want to make sure people are familiar with it because it's a resource during the holidays and any time for that matter, of course. So and please, if you would like to talk, you can do the chat feature, but since we're a small group, it's nice if, people feel comfortable, they can talk. So, ask any question, share, please. It's informal. But today, just to let you know a little bit about the program, work-life resources, anything, childcare, parenting, education, elder care, pet care, travel, anything that you need, Beacon, which is the vendor, will do the program, will do, the research for you. So that's a very nice benefit you get as an employee. And it's also for your family members too. The other thing is legal and financial resources. So if you need a free legal consult, you get a half an hour or an hour, depending on the kind of law, and you'll also get financial counseling. If you hire the attorney that you consulted with, you get 25% off. So again, this is a really good resource. And also we do peer support teams. We also do critical incident responses and anything if you want us to come in and do a little stress break with your team or your group, we're there to do it. And we also do confidential counseling. So this is very important. It's up to 6 visits for you and anyone in your household, and it's free with no copay. And all you have to do is call this number. It's also, we are doing a lot of telehealth, but we try, if someone wants to do in person, work on that. And any life issue, it's completely confidential. It's a vendor, so it's separate from the system. We're bound by confidentiality. Nothing goes in your record. This is completely and utterly confidential. So that was quick about that. Any questions about the program? Okay, so you see the number there, it's 24/7, and you can access that anytime. So today we're going to talk about, we also do the phone meditations. And as you may know, we're doing all of them from now on to the Christmas holiday. We are going to do holiday themed meditations, and as well as what we're doing today, which is 20 minutes to half an hour we're going to do a meditation and just some holiday related tips. The next one will be November 30th and then December 7th and the 14th. We're also recording this, so if anybody has someone you think that would be interested, just let us know. So the holidays. The holidays can be very wonderful or they could not be, but there's a lot of things out there about the holidays, and we kind of think of it, or the myths are, and it can be a happy time. There's images of it. We cozy up to the fireplace. Everything is kind of going great. And, that's not to say that wouldn't happen, but there's also a lot of stressors. And that's what we want to address today. I'm going to do 1 or 2 meditations, depending on our time frame and your time frame. But also just some tips that will hopefully help you and your family and your loved ones in terms of going through the holiday. So some of the myths. So what do songs, commercial TV shows, magazines tell us about how the holidays are supposed to be? Kind of pretty
happy and joyous.
Yeah, joyous, kind of ideal. Oh, it looks like someone's chatting over there. Happy, yep, exactly. So just trying to get the chat out at the same time. What are some of the myths? Like you just said, happy, joyous. There you go, joyous, happy, and merry. And family gatherings that are always filled with love and harmony. Maybe so, maybe not. Romance abounds. That's everything is great. Children are, angelic and appreciative. Giving and receiving gifts is a pleasant, fulfilling experience. So let's say that some of that is true, but a lot of times there is a lot of holiday stress. And what would you feel like is some of the stress that you feel?
Sometimes I feel that I don't have a choice, that I have to go to visit my relatives.
That's a good one. Yep. Right. So you can't say no. It's like, it's just expected.
Absolutely.
And you might rather do something else, it sounds like, at times. Is that true,
Or just choose which relatives I go to, or something like that. Like, be able to plan my day without expectations of others in mind.
Right. Well, that seems like a reasonable request. So there's also endless shopping, family expectations has been in the chat. Well, here's some others, which is true. And I'm sorry, was that who was speaking just now? That was Jennifer?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That's I'm sure a lot of people feel like that, you're not alone. So some of them are also gift buying, meal preparation, financial pressures, especially, people who've lost their jobs or have been cut back, overindulging, poor nutrition, weakened immune, and grief and loss is a very important one. Often people have had a loss and the holidays just accentuates it. And that loss could have been recent or it could have been a long time ago. So this also is a difficult time for people who are bereaved or going through something difficult in their life, family situation that's difficult. The other thing is seasonal depression. The holidays do coincide with when it starts getting cold and dark. So that may be another stressor. So all of these are possible stressors. It doesn't mean, though, that you have to necessarily feel them. So I'm going to talk about managing the stress. And I want to do a little meditation with you, because meditation is a great way for you to refocus on what matters the most this holiday season, because what really matters most is joy of being with family, sharing joy, being with family, being with friends that you love, having gratitude for what you do have in your life. I was just talking to Bud before everyone came on about all the dental work I have to do. And he says, well, at least you have some of your teeth. So, I mean, it's all about how you look at things, right? So this meditation is a way to help you deal with all the prior stressors we talked about and some of the ones, for instance, Jennifer brought up. And it really helps you focus on that. So I'm going to do a quick one. So hopefully everybody's, I hope, in a quiet area. And if you feel like you want to, turn your video off and just get comfortable and just settle down in your chair. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and just take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And just continue with 5 deep breaths. 5 deep breaths. Just pay attention to how you're feeling, finding any discomfort or pain points, and just adjusting yourself to be more comfortable. And then just continue to breathe after the 5 deep breaths. Focus on the feeling of your chest rising and falling. And just commend yourself for taking this time to refocus and really focus on yourself and bringing some kind calmness to your life. Because this is something that will help you as you get through the holidays. Paying attention to yourself. And turn your attention to your thoughts. Your mind might be racing. Maybe you're thinking of all the things you have to do on your holiday, what you have to buy, who you have to call. Maybe you're thinking about all the work you have to do. If so, try to visualize yourself crossing the lines off, doing what you need to do, cutting yourself some slack, and just feeling accomplished. Just try to put yourself in that mindset. And just also keep on focusing on your breathing. Just allowing yourself to feel your lungs expand as you breathe in and contract when you breathe out. Just know that you're taking this time for yourself so that you'll have the energy to tackle the things that you do have to do, and maybe in a hopefully more joyful way. And if you can, think of a holiday memory from your past when you felt deep joy. This could be a joyful holiday moment from your youth or a recent memory. So take a moment, try to focus on the details of that moment as you attempt to relive it in your mind. Kind of like you're watching a movie of the memory. Kind of embrace the memory. As you bring that moment to the center of your consciousness, pay attention to the joyful emotions and sensations that you felt. Maybe some smells, like gingerbread or peppermint maybe. Maybe something that you ate, some of the tastes of the seasons that you like, some of your favorite foods. Or maybe it was seeing someone you love. See if you can just stay with that memory for a while. You drift off, just come back to your breath. And recreate those feelings in your life today. Perhaps this can be done with different people, a different location, and a different activity. Maybe you have to set an intention for yourself. But working to cultivate the same mood of joy for yourself and those you'd like to share those feelings with. Making an intention to actively seek that out. Just sit with that for a moment. And then release that visual and take 10 slow, deep breaths, inhaling to fill yourself with the holiday spirit of joy, and exhaling to send joy out into the world. And when you're finished, just sit quietly for a few moments before gently opening your eyes. And this is a meditation you can do daily during the holiday to focus on cultivating and spreading joy. And with repetition, you'll be able to tap into these feelings more readily, even faced with the stress of the season. When you feel ready, just come back to the room. Okay. How's everyone doing?
Good, that was nice, Vivien. Like the memory aspect of it, going back,
Yeah,
cultivating that.
right. Because we're rushing around. We don't often do that. And it's really not a hard thing to do. Now, if it was hard for you to do that, that's okay too, but at least you took the time to have a little calmness, a little break in your life, because that's going to help you feel calmer and less stressed.
Got a few chats here too. Good.
Okay.
Very calm and peaceful and very relaxing.
Good, good. Well, as I had mentioned, we'll be doing something holiday related every day in our phone meditation. So hopefully you can join us. If not, this is something, of course, you can do on your own or in our pre-recorded ones. So let's carry on and talk a little bit more about managing the stress, because meditation is one really good resource. And also, very importantly, is acknowledging your feelings. So for instance, we talked about bereavement. I know there's a lot of people out there that are grieving or in difficult situations. And so you may not be able to, get all revved up for the holiday. You may not, and that's okay. You can't force yourself to be happy just because it's the holiday season. So if you need to cry, you need to get it out, that's okay. If you bottle it up, it's going to come out anyway in some way. So particularly in the holidays, kind of sitting with it. And I do some meditations on, just managing difficult emotions, and there's a lot of them out there. They can be very helpful. One of the things I do is just being able to say something comforting to yourself, like, it's okay, I feel this way, or it's going to be okay. And kind of the same thing you might do for a friend, do for yourself. The other important thing is reach out. A lot of times people will talk about feeling lonely, even amongst family and friends sometimes, because they don't feel connected. So if that's the case, reaching out is very important. Some people do volunteer work. Some people, will make sure that they're with people they feel comfortable with. So some people seek out religious opportunities, religious community, going to church or synagogue or mosque, whatever is their religion. That's another way to do it. The other thing is being realistic. Don't expect it to be like those, pictures and magazine articles. The other one is set aside differences as much as one can. There may be some that you can't, but maybe this isn't the time to have the big confrontation talk. Stick to a budget, plan ahead, learn to say no. I know Jennifer mentioned that, sometimes feeling like you'd like to have a choice about where you go, but you know what? You may actually be able to say no, or else make, the time you visit less, oh, I'm sorry, I'm only going to be able to come for, X amount of time. That's fine. You have to take care of yourself. That's really important. Other thing, don't abandon healthy habits. Obviously the things we know are very, helpful, making sure you get sleep, eating well, doing deep breathing, meditation, trying not to overdo any kind of alcohol, perhaps cutting down on looking at the news, because the news is never, at least I don't see much good news, so maybe you do, but it can be pretty depressing. So, maybe you take a little break from the news if you're having a difficult time. Take a breather. Just do the 3 deep breaths that we talk about. I know Bud's done a lot of that. Take 3 deep breaths. Just stop and take 3 deep breaths. Make sure, if you can, to get out into the nature, take a walk, or listen to soothing music, or read a book, whatever your preference is. And of course, that if you're really, really struggling, you can seek professional help. You can call us or another resource, but don't be afraid to reach out and get help. We all need help at times. That's not weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. So another thing is laugh. I don't know if you can see this, but either I've got holiday spirit or my doc has screwed up my meds again. So, but jokes, sometimes it's really good to just laugh. When was the last time you really laughed? And I see we're coming close to the end. I don't want to keep your time, but just also looking at, if you change the way you look at things, sometimes you can look at it in a different way. So for instance, what do you see there? See, anyone want to say what they see in that picture?
I see a girl with long hair and a bonnet with a bow, looking away,
Mm-hmm.
with a dress on, flowing hair,
Right.
with a flower, I think, on the front,
Yep. Got it.
but she's looking away.
Right. Well, actually, that's true. That's one way of looking at it. There's also, if you look at it another way, there's an old woman. So if you look at this, which is the on the nose, this is the nose of the old woman where I'm pointing. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Show
the
me
chin of the
again.
girl, the chin of
Yeah.
the girl is the nose of the old woman.
And then the crease in the neck is her lip line.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to go back and forward to keep on. Yes. So
Wow.
I know, isn't that amazing? So, but this is to say the way we look at things. Sometimes we don't even know we're looking at things in a certain way, and we miss that there might be another way. And this is a really good example. And here's another one. Can you see 2 different things in this one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's the chalice, and then there's 2 people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How cool is that? That is really cool.
Yeah. But, it's so true that we see things in different ways. So we don't have a lot of time, but I did have another meditation on gratitude, but I'll probably do it on I'm going to do it this Friday at noon if anyone's around. But I thought this was cute because it says all the, I love the one where the little boy says, I'm grateful that I'm still a child without a care in the world. And the old lady's saying that I'm not a child who'll have to pay for the national debt. So, I mean, kind of, Liz, again, that's perspective, there are things that we can do about the way we look at things. And sometimes we need to just pause and take a break and, relook at them. So any Any questions or anything that you have a question about or want to add? Any tips on
Just-
your end?
Just to let people know that I'll be doing the phone meditation today at 2, and it will be on gratitude. So
Perfect.
if you have time
Perfect.
and you want to join in at 2, I'd love to have you with me.
So we didn't plan that. But
Thank you
no, I
so
really
much.
appreciate everyone coming.
Thank
And
you.
so much.
I give you credit for taking the time and, taking care of yourself, because you really do deserve to take care of yourself.
And I do have a question,
Sure.
Vivien.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I've seen in 2 different locations that it was only 3 Tuesdays. And when I signed up on LMS, I
Sure.
only saw 3 registrations. Now,
Oh, there should have been 4.
I could have missed it. I didn't see it for 12/7, but I didn't check it today.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to check
so-
it then, because it should be today, the 30th, December 7th, and 14th. So
But
I'm
when
glad
I, so it's the 4, it does say 4 Tuesdays, but I thought you had to register for each of them individually.
No, well, the link is the same. So as long as you have the link, you don't have to worry about that, because the link is the same for all 4.
Okay,
Yeah, I set it up on LMS, and the best way for me to do it was to set them up as single events as part of a series, I guess. But as Vivien said, the link is the same. So if you just copy that link or use the same link, if you're going to come back on the other Tuesdays, that'll work.
Or the
okay.
Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, and if
Tuesdays,
you
all
get
Tuesdays.
if you get
Tuesdays,
stuck,
yeah.
or just like it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesdays? I thought it
Yeah.
was Tuesdays and Thursdays.
No, just
No, it's all
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Just
That's right.
Tuesdays.
Right,
Yep.
I'm getting. So, but if
Tuesdays
you
at
want
noon.
to, if you email us the day before or anything too, we can always send it again if you lose it. Don't worry about that.
Okay. And then lastly, I had emailed Bud about where the recordings will be, like if staff want to go and listen to it since they couldn't make it today.
Yes.
I'm going to post it on the YouTube where I put a lot of the other stuff, Roberta. So once I post it, I'll send you the link. And if anybody else wants that, maybe send me an email, or you can put in the chat right now if you want the link, and I'll make sure that you get it as well.
Okay, thank you, Bud. So is that the only way to access the YouTube recording? Is with that link?
Right. Well, I mean, if you go on, if you search on YouTube under my name, the channel comes up, and then you can see the variety of things, but we'll probably create a separate playlist for the holiday meditations. So we'll have 2 or 3 or 4 up there, however many that we end up getting.
Okay. I mean, the link is great. We're just part of this wellness committee, and we're trying to, bring ease of access for our employees. I'm sure you are aware of that.
Yeah.
So the more information I have, I can communicate this to my team on the wellness committee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We can reach more people,
Right. No, that's always a good thing, Roberta. And if there's any suggestions you have about particular topics within this, holiday meditation and tips, then certainly feel free to let us know.
Yeah, well, you covered all the good ones. And I also think setting boundaries and saying no. I did that for my holiday this year, is saying no to an additional day to get together, so that
Right.
I'm
Good for
setting
you.
boundaries.
Good for you. Yeah, that's crucial. That's really one of the things is, say no.
Yeah.
You can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. And I feel so much better. As soon as I said no, my whole feeling inside changed, because it reduced the stress of having to cook again and travel.
Yeah, you know when you've made the right decision when you get that feeling. So that's a
Yes,
not how you know.
yes.
So it's
Okay,
hard
thank you.
sometimes to say no, but it gets easier.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. You guys
Oh,
are
you're
great.
welcome. All right, well, take care, everybody, and I
Vivian.
hope that
Thank you.
people can have a good holiday and as best as you can.